We are going to do our big class Bible drills, and we're going to start with books of the Bible. So how many books are in the Bible? 66. How many books are in the Old Testament? 39. How many books are in the New Testament? 27. Okay, who thinks they can name them? Let's do the Old Testament first. Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st and 2nd Samuel, 1st and 2nd Kings, 1st and 2nd Chronicles, Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Solomon, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Lamentations, Ezekiel, Daniel, Hosea, Joel, Amos, Obadiah, Jonah, Micah, Nahum, Habakkuk, Zephaniah, Haggai, Zechariah, Malachi. Good job. Let's do our New Testament. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd, 3rd John, Jude, and Revelation. Good job. What are these 5 things God told Moses to go to Egypt to tell Pharaoh to let my people go? Did Pharaoh let God's people go? No. So how many plagues did God send? 10. Okay, let's name them. The water turned to blood, the frogs, the lice, the flies, the cattle died, the boils, the hail, the locusts, the darkness, and the firstborn died. Now we're going to do our 12 sons of Jacob, or our 12 tribes of Israel. The first one is the one that sounds like a sandwich, as Miss Emily would say. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, and Joseph. Good job. Which tribe was the smallest tribe? Benjamin. Which tribe did the priest come from? Levi. And which tribe did Jesus come from? Judah. Now we're going to do our 12 apostles. Peter, Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Thomas, Matthew, James the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Canaanite, and Judas Iscariot. Which one of the 12 betrayed Jesus? Judas Iscariot. How did he betray Jesus? He kissed him on the cheek. Now, is it bad to kiss someone on the cheek? No. Why was it bad when Judas did it? Because it told the Roman soldiers who Jesus was. And what did the Roman soldiers do to Jesus? They crucified him.
Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Deshawn.
And Sadie.
And we're going to sing some songs with you this morning. So our first song is all about kings. And so if you have been studying Bible Bowl, you know that we're doing the book of 2 Kings. And it talks about a lot of different kings. It talks about the kings of Israel and the kings of Judah. And so this is the divided kingdom. And so I had this song for us to help us remember if there were good kings and there were bad kings. So after Saul, David, and Solomon, all the kings of Israel were evil. Did you know that, Sadie? Every single one of them were evil. But the kings of Judah, there were 8 of them that were good. So we've got a song about the kings of Israel and the kings of Judah. All the kings of Israel were evil. All the kings of Israel were evil. All the kings of Israel were evil. They were punished by God. Some of the kings of Judah were good. Asa, Jehoshaphat, Joash, Amaziah, Uzziah, Jotham, Hezekiah, and the last one is Josiah. We'll have to practice that one, won't we, Sadie? So those were the kings of Israel, kings of Judah. And today in our lesson, we're going to be talking about one of those kings. I wonder which one, so stay tuned. Oh, how I love Jesus. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing its word. It sounds like music in my ear. The sweetest name on earth.
Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus. Oh, how I love Jesus because he first loved me.
It tells me of a Savior's love who died to set me free. It tells me of his precious blood, the sinner's perfect plea.
Oh, I love Jesus. Oh, I love Jesus. Oh, I love Jesus because he first loved me.
Very good, Sadie. And our last song is Standing in the Need of Prayer. We all need prayers. So here's this one. It's me,
it's me,
oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother, not my father, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my mother, not my father, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Not my brother, not my sister, but it's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of prayer. Bye, guys. Love you.
Hi, guys. This is Miss Emily, and we are going to talk today about another Old Testament hero. I really enjoy this section that we've been talking about because we've been talking about real people doing real cool stuff for God. Today we're going to talk about Joash. He was a king, and if any of us are studying Bible Bowl, we're going to study about him during this time. Joash is a really neat story because this is a story about somebody that's actually your age. Sometimes some of the stories that we talk about in big class are about other people that would never happen to us, but this is a story about somebody that it could be your age. Josiah's dad, his father was a king, the king of Judah, and his name was King Ahaziah. Now, unfortunately, King Ahaziah was a bad king. The Bible called him a bad king because he didn't do the things that the Lord wanted him to do. And in Bible, in the Second Kings, in the book of Second Kings, the people, when they didn't like one of their kings, they were bad to kill him. So King Ahaziah was killed. And as soon as he was killed, everyone started trying to kill his children. He had a lot of kids. And the reason they would want to kill his kids is because if a king died, then his child would become the next in line to rule the kingdom. So they wanted to kill everybody that was in his bloodline. So everybody started trying to kill all of King Ahaziah's children. Well, there was a woman named Athaliah. And Athaliah was King Ahaziah's mother. And she saw them going around killing all of her grandkids. So she took the baby, and his name was Joash, and she hid him away for 6 years. So everyone in the kingdom assumed that all of the king's children had died. And therefore, the Athaliah ruled as the queen. Now, do you think she liked that? I'm sure she did. She enjoyed being the queen, but she was only the queen because they thought that all of the King Ahaziah's kids were dead.
So guess what? Queen Athaliah was not a good queen. The Bible called her a bad queen. And again, it's because she didn't do the things that the Lord asked her to do. She actually worshiped Baal, which is an idol, and we don't ever want to do that. In fact, Queen Athaliah destroyed the temple that the people worshiped God in, destroyed it, tore it to the ground. Well, one day when Joash was 7 years old, he was brought before the people, and he was told that he was the king's son. He was the only surviving heir. So what does that mean? That means that he is actually the king. Do you think Athaliah was happy about that? Absolutely not. She started screaming, treason, treason. She was mad because she didn't want the king Josiah. She didn't want Josiah to become king. She wanted to stay queen. But the people ended up killing Athaliah, and they were excited that Joash was king. Now, Joash actually served as king for 40 years, and the Bible called him a good king. Now, I wonder why he was a good king when his dad and his grandmother were both called bad kings. And the reason is he had a friend named Jehoiada. Jehoiada was the priest, and he helped Joash. He helped him to make decisions about how to be a king. A 7-year-old, which some of you in this classroom are 7, you're not ready to make decisions about a country and how to rule a land. So Jehoiada helped him, but Jehoiada also helped him to know about God and to follow the rules of the Lord. And that is what Joash did. Most of the kings before Joash worshipped idols. Remember, I said that the queen worshipped Baal. Lots of the kings allowed their people to worship other idols. But Joash decided he was going to rebuild the temple of the Lord. He knew that his grandmother tore it down and that some of the people needed a place to be able to go and worship the Lord. However, we know from our own experience when we're building a building that it's really, really expensive to build a building, right? We've been talking about building a building for a long time here at Sycamore, and we finally raised enough money to build that temple, okay? So that's exactly what we did not build a temple, we built a church house, but that's exactly what Josiah did. He started taking up money. And it was going to be very, very expensive. So what he did was he built a chest and he put a slit in the top of that chest. And he asked the people to put any of their money into there that we could use to rebuild the temple. And that's exactly what the people did. When their king was excited about building the temple, the people became excited. So they raised a lot of money, and he was able to hire people. He hired the best masons and the best architects, the best people he could to rebuild the temple of the Lord. So Joash was a good king, even though his father did not follow God, and the Bible called him a bad king. His grandmother tore down the Lord's temple, and the Bible called her a bad queen. However, Joash was still called a good king. He was able to restore the Lord's church and allow people to go back into the temple of worship. So how does that story relate to us today? The way we act, our goodness does not depend on the people that we're around. If we see somebody needing help, we need to help them. We need to make good decisions every single day to follow God. Look at these people. They're helping somebody who fell down, helping somebody carry their groceries, somebody dropped some stuff on the floor. These are good things that we can do to be good examples every single day, even if people around us are not making good decisions. Okay, keep up the big work, and I miss you bunches.
Boy, did I ever have fun in Sunday school this morning. I had a real blast.
Oh, did you learn a lot? Wasn't the story just super?
Nah, that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, what are you talking about, Leroy? How did you have a blast in Sunday school?
Well, first of all, I threw a few paper airplanes, then I got Joe to talk to me for a while. We told funny jokes. And then I pulled Peggy's hair, and then I turned the trash can over, and I spilled the crayons, and I really had a lot of fun. I just love Sunday school.
Leroy, that's awful. I'm glad I wasn't sitting behind you. What did you learn?
Oh, lots of stuff. I learned why an elephant paints his toenails red. It's to hide in a strawberry patch not to be seen. Woo!
I meant, what did you learn about the Bible this morning?
The Bible? Well, I wasn't really listening. I was telling those elephant jokes. I just love them.
Why didn't you listen to our teacher?
Why should I listen to her? She can't make me listen. She didn't have a paddle.
Well, I think she's nice.
I didn't say she wasn't nice. I said I don't have to listen to her.
Well, if you don't have to listen to her, you can't listen to the neat stories from the Bible.
What neat stories? I was telling Ralph that joke about the elephant and his glasses while teacher was talking. Was that ever a funny joke?
If you'd have been listening, you'd heard about David and Goliath. It was so exciting. The giant was so big and mean, and David knocked him flat with only one rock. Wow. They ought to make a TV show about them.
That does sound interesting. What else happened?
Well, we learned to say a Bible verse without even looking at our Bible.
Yeah, I was throwing paper airplanes then. I knew that was dumb. We couldn't do that. We're only 8 years old.
Well, we did. Listen to this, Leroy. Matthew 22, verse 39. You shall love your neighbor as yourself.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Oh, and our party. That's one thing you missed.
Party? What party?
Our class party. We had it this afternoon. Why weren't you there anyway? It was so much fun.
I didn't know about it.
Why not? We talked about it in Sunday school. Did you hear?
No, sure didn't. Was it fun?
Oh, yes. Almost all the kids were there. We played Bible games and had refreshments. I won a prize.
No. That sounds neat.
It was. But don't be sad. You said you had a blast this morning in class with the elephant jokes.
You won't hear me telling those jokes in class again.
Why not? You said you had so much fun.
I know, but, well, I might miss something. Like a movie, a good story, or a memory verse, or class party.
That's right, Leroy. Our Sunday school teachers teach us because they want us to tell us about Jesus.
Maybe she needs to get a paddle and make kids listen to her.
No, I think she figures that everyone who comes to Sunday school wants to come and will be nice because they love Jesus.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I wish I paid attention this morning. Now I don't know about that giant. Rats. I bet I would have won a prize at that party too.
Well, start being good right now.
Okay. In fact, I'm going to call my Sunday school teacher right now and tell her I'm sorry I've been a bad boy in class.
That's a good idea, Leroy.
What's the lesson about next week, Mary?
Well, it's about Jacob and Esau. I love that story.